Hello everyone, Russ of Aquarium Pets here. Today I will be feeding and rehousing my Vinegaroon, but part of that process is setting up a new enclosure with some components from Tarantula Haven. I like that the envelope came in Tarantula Haven purple, that's cool. So not long ago, Alex of Tarantula Haven released a video in which he explained that he was developing some new clips to use with some containers, some mainstay containers produced by Walmart. And I said, "Ooh, I really need to try some. I need to buy some of these." And Alex said that he would just send me some. So he did, which is awesome. Fantastic. And I think these are the ones in the different sizes. Yes, he sent some in different sizes because there are different sizes of enclosures with different clips. Oh, wow, yeah. So there's two sets right there of the larger clips, and it looks like two sets of the smaller clips. That's fantastic, but that's not all. Alex sent me some cool stickers as well. Awesome. I think that's actually a coaster. That's very cool. Tarantula Haven. If you haven't watched Alex's Tarantula Haven and you're interested in spiders and other creatures, and if you're watching this channel, you're probably interested in at least some of those creatures, you should check it out. Alex is the one who initially introduced the Brazilian blue dwarf beauty tarantula to me and suggested I should try that one out. So he's got some really cool things going on. I love the names he gives his spiders. This spider, Meg Mucklebones, is named after a character in a movie we both like. I asked him about that. I said, "It's got to be from that movie." And he said, "Yeah, it is." The movie's Legend, by the way. 80s movie if you haven't seen it. And there's some other cool stickers in different forms. Very cool. More metallic one, and then that's so cool. So thank you, Alex. I look forward to finding excellent places to display these and to trying these out. But part of the video, of course, is trying these out. We're going to try out this set on the enclosure that I purchased. So hopefully this will fit in the camera. This shoebox enclosure from Walmart Mainstay comes with some ventilation, so it's got cross ventilation built into it a little bit already. And then I drilled additional holes on each side. With Vinegaroons, because they are subterranean creatures, they don't really need huge amounts of ventilation. Some ventilation, of course, is necessary and beneficial. But since they are from a microclimate, you know, they're fossorial. Even though they live in the desert, they spend most of their time underground where they have access to some moisture at all times. And so they really need some access to moisture, and you don't want their substrate to dry out. You don't want them to desiccate. So I'm putting this substrate here. This is the Biodude Terra Sahara. I've used this for years. I've used it with various creatures. My leopard gecko was the first one we ever used this with, and I really like it because it retains moisture in the lower levels but allows the top layer to be more dry so that they have a moisture gradient. And as they tunnel down into it, not only does it retain moisture and allows them to seek out the level of humidity they want, but it also allows them to create tunnels. It will retain those tunnels if used properly. Okay, I want to leave some room because the Vinegaroon is undoubtedly going to do some excavating and bring some of the substrate up, which is a good thing. I'm going to make a few places where the Vinegaroon can tunnel and so on, but I don't want it to cover up the ventilation holes, so I want to leave some room for that. Something like this probably work out nicely. The Vinegaroon itself is still pretty small, so I have a small water dish here that I'll put in for it. See, that one's kind of dirty now that it's filled it with dirt, which they do. They'll probably fill this one with dirt too. And I'm going to put a shallow deli cup in there as a water dish. they can drink and do drink, and sometimes they just bury up the water dish, but then you just excavate it and start over. So here comes the Vinegaroon. This one was shipped to me by Bugs in Cyberspace after Sky Island Adventures, and I encountered this specimen on my Sky Island Adventures. Now I just rewatched Alex's video on how this works. See if I can put the lid on properly with his clips. Looks like it's pretty easy to do. I don't have any ventilation holes in the lid because I have plenty of cross ventilation. I don't want to overdo it, like I said. So now the lid is on. Scoot it down a little bit. We'll zoom in to an edge here. Let's see. Do it on that edge right there. Okay, so the idea of Alex's clips, put them under the lip, and then you snap them down. And there we go. Now that's on there. I'm gonna try the others around the edges. I'm still getting the hang of how this works exactly. There it goes. See, that one was easier. Just snapped right on there. Those two are here. And then snap one over in here. Oh, yep, every time I do it, I'm learning how to do it a little bit better. And the final one, right there. So now those are all snapped on, but the beauty of it, he said if you bend in the sides, you can take the top off and the snaps still stay there, but then when you can snap it back on, and they'll stay there, which is pretty cool. And they're also stackable, which I think is pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to watching this Vinegaroon excavate its tunnels in here, but I'd like to share a feeding with you. This is a feeding I filmed a little while ago. I don't want to try to feed it right after I moved it into this new enclosure. So I filmed a feeding a little while ago that was kind of fun. Let's take a look at that. Now, as we watch this feeding, one of the things that I like to point out is that Vinegaroons have a pair of legs that are known as antenniform legs because they are adapted specifically as sensory organs. They serve no purpose in walking, but they're sensitive to chemical stimuli and tactile stimuli, and they will use them to help them locate food and hone in on their prey. So you can see as I'm holding this cricket in the forceps, it's using those antenniform legs to try to detect some chemical and tactile cues about where the cricket is, perhaps what kind of insect it might be, whether or not it's a suitable food source, the kinds of movements it might be making, this kind of thing. Vinegaroons need no venom. Their pedipalps are excellent tools for grasping, holding, and subduing their prey. Once those pedipalps have gone into action, there's not much the prey can do. Well, there we go. Thank you for watching today. I post videos every Friday with live streams once a week as well. Thank you to Alex of Tarantula Haven for sending me these clips so that I could put this enclosure together. Thank you to Bugs in Cyberspace and Sky Island Adventures for this lovely Vinegaroon. And thank you to my patrons for making my channel possible. Please feel free to share, rate, comment, and if you haven't already,
subscribe.
And then tap the bell for all notifications so you don't miss my next video.